Hey trader, this is Wieland. Thanks for listening to my podcast. Are you really interested to learn more about trading? If so, check out my day in swing trading masterclass just following the link in the show notes. And if you like what you see, use the discount code INSIDES10 for a 10% discount off the day in swing trading masterclass. See you there. Hello and welcome to the How to Trade Like a Pro podcast. I'm Wieland Arlt, and in this episode I'm talking with Dato Dr. Nazri Khan, or DDNK, about his journey to become 3 times in a row champion in the championship of trading, with a 4th in the making. Before we start, please take a closer look at the risk disclaimer in the show notes, and now enjoy this episode. I'm here together with DDNK, Dato Dr. Nazri Khan from Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur. And DDNK, you are not just 1-time, 2-time, you're 3-time champion with the 4th time in the making. There's just 1 week to go to become the 4th champion, like 4 times in a row, champion of the Robbins Championship Trade Cup. So first of all, congratulations to this huge achievement. And welcome to the podcast. Happy to have you here, and of course, happy to learn more about your trading and your career. So great to have you here, DDNK.
Thank you, Mr. Wieland. I would like to welcome you, and on behalf of Malaysian Association of Technical Analysts, we would like to thank you, especially IFTA as a whole, for supporting us back here in Malaysia. And we really love to see more participants to join IFTA to learn about technical analysis and maybe to prove themselves in a prestigious contest like a World Cup Championship and others. Yeah.
Right. I mean, literally, you made it happen. You showed the world what can be achieved with proper technical analysis, proper trading skills, a little bit luck, maybe. We're going to discuss this, but also, just being consistent in your work and, in what you do and what you love, that is analysis and trading. So I'm very curious about the beginning of your career. How did it all start?
I start out as a fundamental analyst. I'm actually an economist, right? My degree is in economics. My PhD is in business fundamentals, right? I'm not a technical guy, right? So I have tried so many ways of investing using fundamentals, but it does not work, okay? I trade as early as 20 years old when I was in my university, right? So I trade back then, but I lost money, because I realized the problem is not the instrument, the problem is that the approach that we use. I always believe the more people use the technique that you're using, you will lose its effectiveness, right? So I start out with FA, fundamental analysis. Then after that, it does not work. It's not working, at least for me, My style does not work with FA, fundamental analysis. Then I start to find alternative. I have a technical analysis subject when I was in Manchester University. I know my lecturer. Then I start to open an account, Option Express. Back then, I try a few, support resistant trend line, chart pattern, and it works. And that's how I get my technical analysis acumen, right? And I start to delve into it. But I realized technical analysis is such a very, very big topic. We have elliott wave, we have gain, we have chart pattern, trend line. I like to keep it simple. So those are the stories. But now I believe even TA, there are probably 80% of TA that not so helpful for my trading, right? Because now you have a problem. You have more manipulators. You have Wall Street manipulation, and these people are chartists. These people know about technical analysis, and they know where is your stop loss, where is the support, where is the resistance, and they will ram you, they will push you until hit your stop loss, hit your take profit. So now from FA, go to TA, and now I would like to elevate TA into another one, what I call PA, right?
What
So
is
we have
PA?
FA is fundamental analysis, TA is technical analysis, PA is a specific subject of TA, what I call position analysis. And I attribute TA as the biggest secret how I win Robin's Cup 3 times and maybe 4 times. So PA is basically a science that you use technical analysis to identify the position of the smart money, right? So the keyword here is the smart money. Sometimes we use TA, but we do not have complete information. What does the smart money is doing, the big money is doing, the algos, we call it quant fund, because these are smart guy. They have lots of money. They have big network. They manipulate TA. So I always believe that when we use TA, sometimes we are so naive. We look at the support, we think it's really a support, but we forgot there are sharks or whale or big money that know about that support, and they will try to kill you using that support. So actually, I use
Sure. I mean, support and resistances, are very easy to spot as everybody can see them. You know, these are horizontal lines. If you draw them, it's visible for everybody.
Correct.
And by nature, people have their limits or stops there, easy to catch if you have enough power to move space towards, right?
Yeah, but that is the problem. That is the problem. When we use support in a very innocent manner, we use support in isolation without the PA angle, without knowing what are the whale is doing, the smart money is doing, we might get into a false signal. The support can be a false breakdown. The resistance can be a false breakout. And this thing normally happen before a key event, like, like Federal Reserve, FOMC statement, like non-farm payroll, NVIDIA earnings, right? So most of the smart money, they will try to manipulate support and resistance. So to me, yes, mastering technical analysis is good, but I think we need to specialize more, not to be so naive with the use of support and resistance, even trend line. We need to confirm that with another angle, what I call position analysis or PA of the smart money. So this will lead to some of the approach that I'm using, which is dark pool, option flow, footprint chart. These are more updated ways how you look, or X-ray. You look into the body of candle to see exactly whether that long green candle, do you see the whales inside or not? Do you see the smart money? Do you see the big money? Sometimes that long white candle is manipulated, is created falsely or fictitiously by the dark pool so that you will jump into it. After that, you will see another long red candle. So that's what happened many times. So when I trade in Robin's Cup, I know their tricks, right? They know the tricks. Normally, all this smart money, they will splash over of us. If they want to sell, they will create breakout. After that, they sell. If they want to buy, they will create a mini breakdown, what I call splash, right? This will jump in. There will be a splash down. After that, it goes up. So this is a new angle, and I hope to share this further about this position analysis using TA, maybe in Frankfurt when we have an IFTA conference. Next year.
Yeah, this sounds amazing, interesting. I mean, there are some ideas crossing my mind right now. So number one, talking about smart money, first thing that comes to mind, there's some kind of trading technique that's going on over, the web, and people discussing this. It's called the smart money concept. It's not really what you're talking about, like false break. It's more like areas where you where people might expect a pullback to jump into the direction of the big moves, things like this, like waiting for the money to return.
Yeah.
Is it like this, or is this a total different idea?
Yeah, but it works this way. We know that, okay, first we need to agree, smart money are the market movers, correct?
Yeah.
The big money,
Yeah.
they are the market movers because they are the deep pockets. They have lots of resource and they have network. They are very influential. They know about the inside information of the economy or of the stocks, whatever you keep. Before the earnings of NVIDIA, they probably know what are the earnings like. Before FOMC statement, they already know whether interest rate might be cut or might be increased. So this, I call them whale or sharks, whatever you call it, right? The smart money. They have a secret exchange. We all know about this, right? They have exclusive private exchange, what we call dark pool, right? Dark pool are the private exchange used by all this smart money. Dark pool, or sometimes known as black pool, sometimes known as smart pool or VIP pool, whatever you call it, right? So all this smart money they will buy among themselves in a large block of trades without telling us. Remember, dark pool is regulated by SC, but they only have to notify the public, publish the public 24 hours after they buy, right? Up to 24 hours. So now, to me, this dark pool is very crucial information that we need, right? For charities, for technical analysts, especially for traders, okay? We need to know what's going on in the dark pool, right? Remember, in dark pool, the smart money can buy anything. They can buy stocks, they can buy option, they can buy derivative, they can buy lots of things, yeah? So they can buy call and puts and all that, right? So my point here is that we need to know what's going on in dark pool. Maybe a few hours or a few minutes before key event happen. So PA, what is PA? PA is a new approach in technical analysis, using dark pool, using option flow, using footprint chart or market maker's position to increase the accuracy of the support or of the resistance. If you see a major support, but then you see lots of puts option being transacted at that support level, that may not be a true support, right? That is a fictitious support, right? So, of course, we need to remember, we need to understand that 50% of the volume, of the daily volume in NYSE, in NASDAQ, actually comes from dark pool. It used to be only 10% back then, 10 years ago, 2015, it's only about 10, 15%. But today, because of the algos, because of the quant fund, this volume has gone up to as high as 50%. Wow. And we know dark pool are actually owned by big brokers. They are owned by JP Morgan, Barclays, even in Germany, Deutsche Bank. They have their own dark pool, and they allow all these ultra high net worth people or the smart people like Warren Buffett, or whoever to buy secretly. You can buy anonymously without impacting the market. We only know that things after they have transacted. So we need some indicators, maybe dark pool index, maybe option flow index, real time. We have to work backwards, right? Because all of this dark pool volume must be notified to FINRA or to SEC in US. So first, we need to know that there are volumes happening in the dark pool. Remember, dark pool is just an exchange. It's a secret exchange. It's a private exchange regulated by SEC in US. Number two, we need to see what are these dark pool, which can run from 100,000 shares to as big as 1 billion shares. Which of these shares are unusual? To me, what matters is unusual dark pool volume that happen a few minutes or a few hours before key events, right? If I see lots of
Mm.
dark pool volumes, for example, you see yesterday, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, you see massive dark pool volume in S&P 500 and Nasdaq. S&P 500 have 15 million volumes 2 days ago on Thursday. That can be a precursor why you have a flash crash, right, on Thursday and
Yeah.
Wednesday as well. Flash crash, of course, before being supported on Friday. So to me, I would credit, you know, Robin's Cup, how I win it 3 times and maybe 4 times, okay, to this very specialized subject of TA, what I call PA. But you need to have a strong grasp of dark pool, option flow, and a little bit of some indicators, proprietary indicators I'm using. And we're talking about real time, okay? I mean, we cannot use yesterday volumes to trade. It has to be real time and unusual volumes. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. Evergo, a few days ago, Evergo post a very strong earnings. Few hours before the earnings, okay, Broadcom or Evergo, they have very massive, big dark pool volume coming in, cluster of dark pool volumes. And you see very strong option flow in Evergo, right, before the earnings announcement. You see millions of call options traded, transacted above ask price. And sweep order, right? It's not block trade, it's a sweep order. That means big trade broken down into small lots. And they're sent to probably 20, 30 exchange at the same times. So these are unusual volume that happen 1 hour before the earnings. What does it mean? This must come from somebody that have high conviction, high confidence that Evergo is going to post a very strong earnings. The same thing you see before NVIDIA earnings. I think it was probably last month, 21st of November, if not mistaken, right? You see a few parties transacted, what, 5 million, 7 million shares of NVIDIA just a couple of hours before the NVIDIA stock. So to me, when I do Robin's Cup, right, I do not do lots of trade every day, right? I time my trade. I confirm that with PA or the position of these whales, especially from dark pool. I use a few software that you can find it in the web, right? Like Black Box Stocks, TradeItTakes.com. There's so many dark pool aggregator that you can use, and then you confirm with your own technical analysis pattern. I think that's the right way of using it.
So this means, so what you're saying is that let's stick with the stocks, and before earnings or some news, official announced news come in, some money is flowing in from all sides and huge blocks, like a lot of money coming in, buying a lot of stuff, like a lot of stocks, and right before the news, so people are confident that the news will be good and they will make a profit. So that's basically the idea. But how can you see this? Where do you see it?
Okay, you can see that from several website or software that you can subscribe, right? Is there. Dark pool aggregator is there. There are many of them in the website. I think that's not important. What's important is that you need to have that data and combine it with whatever indicator that you're using. Normally, what happens is, before the earnings, okay, if the market is bullish, they will open wick. Support will be broken, right? Before the true accumulation happen, right? Before the true movement happen, let's say that if the movement is bullish, a few hours before that, you will see all this support will be broken. So you'll see false breakdown, right? Why? Because the whales, they will use the small volumes to push the price lower, right? This is what I call splash. When the whale jump, you see splash down, but the real movement is to the upside. If the real movement is to the downside, you will see splash up or fake candle breakout, and you can confirm that with dark pool operator, right? Such as black box stocks, or there are so many,
In general, something what comes to mind now. So you're looking at the dark pool. So you see where the liquidity and volume is coming in. And as I mentioned already, so as a trader, I feel like, okay, at this area, something is most likely to happen. If it's heavy buying or heavy selling, we don't know yet. So from the analysis side, this means I want to see what happens, what kind of candlestick gets built. Maybe, if it's like a huge green one, obviously it's buying, so I follow that more. Or is a red one, I follow more than in selling. Am I right with the interpretation here?
Exactly. All right. What I do is basically like this. I want to identify setups. Okay. But to be more exact, being the champion in day trading category, I want to find monster setups. So in order to find monster setup, I need three things. I need strong catalysts. I need catalysts. I need news. I need like NVIDIA earnings or FOMC, Federal Reserve. I need non-farm payroll or even inflation, CPI or PPI data, right? First, I need to see there's a catalyst in front of me. Number two, right? I need to see the dark pool unusual volumes. The dark pool or the smart money unusual volume, which can come either in option flow or in the dark pool itself. Okay, either in the stocks volumes or in the options flow volumes. That's the second part. What's happening in dark pool? Number three, I want to see the price action. Right? Is that price action fictitious? Is that price action support what you see in the dark pool? Bear in mind, I am a day trader. So normally I look at 30 minutes or 15 minutes or even 5 minutes candle after I got that dark pool volume coming. So once I see these three things happening in alignment, then I will go in, I'll have my own trading plan, which is basically the entry level that I want to go in. It is not the dark pool price. Normally it's about 1 or 2% above that or below that. And of course, I put my stop loss and my TP. I want to see that the TP at least 2 or 3x of my reward from my risk on a 5 minutes time frame. So most of my big winners come from big catalysts, right? Especially Friday and Thursday. My two best days in Robbins Cup is Friday and Thursday, right? Of course, Thursday is actually Wednesday in America. So Thursday morning is actually Wednesday. So that could be Wednesday and Thursday in US. Why? Because Wednesday normally you see the Feds, and Thursday you see the inflation data, retail sales. There's a lot of catalysts happen, and also NVIDIA earnings, as well as Tesla earnings. Normally they come on Wednesday and Thursday. So I love it. But one thing I need to remind maybe our esteemed audience here. We also have some how to say stupid smart money or dumb money. We do see lots of smart money conflict with the other smart money, right? I call them smart dumb money. This normally happen when the volume is not so big. They are not unusual, and you see conflicting, right? That means algo versus algo, right? So you see false breakdown and a false breakout. Sometimes it does happen. So you need some sort of skill and practices. But if you have AI will be very helpful, will be very useful to help us. So we need to use the power of AI to identify when you have super smart money accumulating or distributing shares. I hope I can share this further maybe in Frankfurt next year.
Definitely, because it's so unique. I mean, footprint trading is quite common, as everybody is talking about footprint trading, volume trading, things like this, but it's a little bit different than what you have shown and described right here. So usually they have the numbers inside of the candlesticks. Like, you open the candle and see inside what's going on number-wise. So that's basically what people understand as footprint trading. But it's a little bit different from what you explained, that you really going into the data of the hidden data, right? Which obviously
okay.
also support.
Yeah, when I say footprint, I'm referring to the dark pool late print, right? Dark pool print. I'm referring to the sometimes also known as phantom print, which is released within 24 hours. I also use the traditional footprint chart, which is good, right? Footprint chart, we have stack imbalance, all this, but that is more on the public exchange, right? But we are more interested in the off exchange, because most of the real motive of the stock goes up, goes down, come from off exchange, come from over the counter between, I don't know, maybe Elon Musk and Donald Trump, together, hidden hand, off exchange. This is something that we need to follow, we need to track, and in real time. We need a technology to track all these sharks in real time. And I think as far as technical analysis is concerned, until today, I think TA is incomplete as at this moment. We don't have any algo or indicators that cater in real time for the smart money. When I say smart money, I'm referring to the big money off exchange. Yeah.
Makes sense. I mean, first of all, you need to get the data somewhere, and then you can go with an indicator, or you can make this public. But here, another thing that crosses my mind is, still I'm always working with candlestick, and I remember when we met in Kuala Lumpur, you were talking to me, like, since I changed from trading just with candlesticks to footprint, everything changed for myself. I felt like, but at the end, if you look at the candlestick, it shows what has happened in the last 5 minutes, for example, if you go with a 5 minutes chart.
Correct.
So basically, I think, and please correct me if I'm wrong, because I think when I look at a candle, all the information which is available sits inside of this candle, because this is what makes the price at the end, all the information. And if the money is coming from, let's say, a dark pool, or if it's coming from all of the pockets of private investors, at the end of the day or at the end of the period, it sits in this candlestick, visible for everybody. Am I right or wrong here?
Well, in some case it is true, but bear in mind, the whales, the smart money, the algos, the quant fund, the deep pocket, the market alien, whatever you call it, they know about this. They know that we, retail investor, we love long Marubozu candle. We love three line strike. We love engulfing. Okay, right. So they will create this pattern. I see many times they create this pattern, especially pre-market, especially when market open, especially in the first 30 minutes of market open. The first 30 minutes of market open, the power hour, I call it, this is the emitter time, emitter session. This is where the smart money will create that pattern. They will create that long Marubozu candle, which lasts, a few years ago, I used this heavily, and I cannot win Robin scalp. So then I realized, okay, I not to say my approach is wrong, I think my approach is incomplete, because I do not filter the volumes. I do not have the real volume, which is off exchange, that shows me what exactly the smart money is doing. Okay, the big money is doing. Right? For example, now, 2 days ago, market goes down, right? Heavily, right, Mr. Wieland? The whole world, heavily.
With the Fed.
Of course, we are chartists, we know about the seasonality. The last 2 weeks of December, normally market alternate with Thanksgiving. If Thanksgiving is bullish, the last 2 weeks will be bearish. Our Thanksgiving on the 26th of November is bullish. which means the last 2 weeks is bearish, right?
Mhm.
But yet, how do you explain? You see 15 million volume in S&P 500 when the market goes down.
Mhm.
In NASDAQ, you have about 5 million. Dark pool, massive.
Yeah.
You see about 2,000 over sweep trades in NASDAQ, use call options. And what, 20-30% of it is done, off exchange and above us, yeah? And you will have tons of split order. That means big order, they broke into small one, and they send to 20-30 exchange same times. All right?
Yeah.
So we have massive,
That's
unusual volumes.
So DNK, for example, like what comes to mind now, talking about dark pool and talking about, let's say, regular pool, at the end, everything comes back together at one stock at the exchange where the stock is traded, because there are not like different piles or stacks of stocks. It's just like one pile of stocks, which delivers and gets to, to everybody, dark pool or not dark pool. So this means no matter where the money is coming from, at the end, it all ends up at the one single stock. And at the end, we all see in the chart what has happened. So how to make then a trading decision? Because we were discussing, and you showed me that the volume and that the liquidity, the money from the smart people, from the dark pool, they're sitting at different levels of the price. Quite natural, like all the orders do. And they might move the price a bit more or less, depending on the size of the order. But in general, it just adds up to the general trading. Or am I mistaken with this?
Okay, you are right. But my point here is we need confirmation from both action, price action, right?
Yeah.
The price action, okay, and the position action.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I may say something that maybe chartists will criticize me, right? Many chartists will say price is action. Price action is the king.
Yeah.
Right? I would like to dispute that. I don't think price action is the king. Right?
That's interesting.
The price action can be manipulated.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you, Mr. Wieland, who do you think is the king? Price action is not the king. I'm going to change. I know.
And you put price action, right? These are the kings.
Okay, you still believe price action is the king. But
No.
I think, do you think price action is the king? That's what we believe in charts.
Yes,
in
of course.
We believe price and volume is action, is the king.
Price action is definitely the king. But people who are manipulating and are able to do the price action, those are the real kings, right?
Correct.
Obviously.
Today, we are living in an era, the massive manipulation and abuse by the Wall Street, by the algos, by all this big money. So the real kings, to me, is the big money. The smart money is the king. That's why we need to track them real time and integrate into our price action analysis. That's it. TA is not wrong. Price action is not wrong, but it's incomplete. Right? So I believe the whale is the king. Right?
Yeah.
The whale. So when the whale come in, they splash. We need to decode whether that splash is accumulating or distributing. And this thing happened a few hours before market goes up. Right? So I think that is something that I would like to share, something that I would like to contribute more to the world of TA probably by refining these PA strategies.
Yeah. Yeah. This is, in DDNK, this is a very interesting idea and concept to put both together. And maybe, yeah, it's a missing link everybody was waiting for. But, and that's again the next challenge coming up. Once mastered, they need to find another hole, to bring their money.
That's why we need to use the power of AI. We need to use the power of AI so that we can work backward. We scan the whole exchange, and then minus whatever volumes that we have in the exchange, off exchange, in the exchange, then we see what are the missing volumes not accounted and what are they doing. All right.
Yeah.
So of course, if you ask me, I think dark pool should be banned, right? Because that is to our disadvantage, right? But you know, they want to minimize their costs. They do all the lobby, you know, with all the congressmen in America. So dark pool now become legitimate, although they are sneaky. I call this sneaky volumes. What we see volumes now is volume action, very straightforward, but it's the sneaky volumes happening that is the real volumes. Yeah, and unfortunately, we cannot get that real time unless we use AI. But I hope we'll find ways how to do that, especially the regulators in America. Okay. Yeah. So I rest my case.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I mean, once again, it's a very interesting idea and very interesting concept to combine everything. And once again, once mastered, they will find new ways to sneak around. You know,
But I think that's the right way of
bring
trading.
new-
Yeah, I
Exact.
think I mean I made the point, and this is why I become the champion for almost 4 quarters in day trading. You know, Robin's Cup. As you know, Robin's Cup is the golden, probably the most prestigious you know, contest for traders. I prove it. Use dark pool, use phantom print, combine it with our traditional what do you call this, candlestick analysis. You can have a more powerful setups. Yeah. And you only need 3 or 4 monster setups to make, I don't know, what, 100%, 200% in a quarter to win the championship. Yeah. Yeah.
Once again, congratulations to this great effort, great achievement. So and
don't
also
worry, I will come up with my own book on this soon, right? How do I make it into Robin's Cup 4 times a year? I'm publishing a book, and it will be based on PA, right? Position analysis using technical pattern. So stay tuned.
Yeah, I will be happy to read.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Thank you so much for the insight, sharing your thoughts, sharing your secret, and let's make this public so that everybody knows about the hidden, you know, the hidden actions in the shadow waiting for us to, you know, to jump on.
Let's hope that our beloved knowledge of technical analysis will help us more to make more money and to contribute to the economy of the world. Yeah. I'll see you in Jakarta or somewhere.
Yeah. See you soon.
Especially
Jakarta, Frankfurt, KL.
Frankfurt. Right. Take care.
Okay.
Take care.
Thanks.
Right. Bye, Mr. Wieland.
That's already it, and I really hope that you enjoyed this episode and you took away some learnings for your personal trading. If you want to learn more about me, about my interview partners, if you want to have a one-on-one coaching or even get into a training course with me or my interview partners, just get into the show notes and follow one of all these links you find there, and then I will be happy to hear and see you again. Your Wieland Arlt.